Hello guys, welcome to another trade breakdown video. Today I'll be breaking down the trade that I took on Tuesday, 10th of September 2024. As you can see, now going on Tuesday, my weekly bias was bearish. So anything that's aligning with my weekly bias being bearish, I am confident taking the trade. So clearly on Monday we can see the price literally rebalance the price here and then continue with the trend. And on Tuesday, what I will be looking for is a continuation from Monday, and to fill up this daily fair value gap right around here. So that was what my bias was looking like on the higher time frame. So that was my bias. And on Tuesday there was GBP news, climate count change, so it would be a little bit tricky to trade, right? So that is when I go to the DXY to confirm my bias. I always go to DXY to confirm my bias because it does confirm our bias very well. So on DXY we can clearly see my bias was clearly bullish according to how this Friday and Monday candle closed. And on Monday we can clearly see the price filled up this fair value gap that I've marked here on the daily time frame. And after filling this fair value gap, it has not given any signs of rejection. Instead, it has literally body closed above the fair value gap, showing that huge buyers are in the market and the trend might continue to the upside. So that is what my higher time frame looked like. I was looking for buys on DXY and sells on GBP/USD. So no need to overcomplicate it. It is simple. Once you understand your strategy, how it works, it's fucking simple. No, you are making it complicated in your head. If you make it simple in your head, it is simple, bro. Okay. So on the 4-hour time frame, after doing the daily time frame analysis, I go to the 4-hour, and on the 4-hour we can clearly see market structure. So this is the high, this is the low that caused this higher high. Lower low, change of character, lower highs, lower lows, break of structure. This previous week low now has become the break of structure here. Lower highs again, lower lows to the downside, and this would be the supply zone that I would be looking to mark on the 4-hourly time frame, right? So that was my analysis on the 4-hour. And if I'm looking for sells, I will only look for sell side fair value gaps. And yes, there is always a chance that there is a fair value gap here which can get filled, but obviously when the price will go up, that is when I will mark that buy side fair value gap. Right now I will only mark the sell side fair value gaps, and we can literally spot a beautiful fair value gap right here on the 4-hourly. I don't know why I didn't mark it, but there is a fair value gap here, as you can see right around here, and because I didn't mark it, I will just keep it unmarked. And yeah, that was our 4-hourly bias. The 4-hourly was literally making bearish swings, as you can see, lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. That shows that the market is heading towards the downside, right? So that is when I go to the H1 time frame, which is the hourly time frame. And on the H1 time frame, I am looking for previous days highs and lows, but in this case I have not marked it because obviously I have already done the back testing and now I have already completed the week. And yeah, that was the reason. Sometimes the trading view fucks like that, bear with me. So this was our setup. As you can see, our confluences for the trade were Asian high liquidity sweep. Higher time frame was clearly bearish, right? Asian high liquidity sweep, previous structural liquidity sweep before entering the M30 supply that was here. A beautiful M30 supply, as I will show you here. This was a beautiful M30 supply. Even on Monday we did got a continuation setup, so this may be disturbing the Tuesday's trade a bit, but obviously on Tuesday I was looking for sells from this sort of supply zone after sweeping the previous structural liquidity. And always previous structural liquidity, if the price is sweeping previous structural liquidity before giving us an opportunity or before giving us a trade, it makes the trade even stronger, as we have seen here. As I will show you, the thing is still fucking, and yeah, that's not a problem because we can go to DXY and then it will work fine. On DXY I was literally looking for sells, I was looking for buys, obviously the opposite, which happened to the T, as you can see. And the buys happens from some sort of demand here, which would represent the GBP/USD to sell from some sort of supply right around here. So that is when I caught a beautiful trade right around here. It was a winner. It was a 1:3 risk to reward. Asian high liquidity sweep. It was with the higher time frame, so it also teaches us whenever the higher time frame bias is clear and the point of interest is clear, that is when you can trade. Even if the H1 candle before entering in the zone, like this was a very bullish candle, right? It literally closed as a bullish candle. So after a bullish candle we are looking for sells. So obviously even if the previous candle closed very bullish, like in this case, that is when we can still look for sells from the supply zone, because that's our strategy, right? So that is what I have learned from this trade. and these sales were totally valid, and even though the huge buying happened here, we can still look for sells. So that was the trade. And if I show you my analysis, I have also journaled this trade. Quickly show you. So this was the trade. As you can see, I have also written the 2 learns, result, and the trade. So now on to the next one. Hope you guys learned something from this, and yeah, bosh, soon we are gonna pass prop firms and change our lives. Okay.